Rated M for mature.
Welcome back to Elite Clips, the series where we showcase your most epic, creative, and downright hilarious gameplay from across the Sniper Elite franchise. If you want a shot at stardom in a future episode, submit your best clips using the link below. While you're down there, be sure to prepare to fight back for the Resistance by pre-ordering Sniper Elite Resistance today, releasing in early 2025. Today's episode is all about one thing: embarrassing our hero Karl Fairburn in invasion mode. So grab some popcorn as we watch Jagers humiliate him in the silliest, most ruthless ways possible. Cardio is important. Jay Hill is here to remind us that doctors say getting in 30 minutes of exercise daily is essential for a healthy lifestyle. The clip starts with Jay waiting patiently because he can hear the footsteps of the nearby Karl. And sure enough, Karl comes bolting out of somewhere, running like he's just robbed the place. Instead of taking the quick easy shot and the victory, Jay lands on an interesting idea. He decides to test Karl's stamina against his own by going on a little jog together.
I believe it's jogging or yogging. It might be a soft J.
Look at these two workout buddies. Incredible. Well, after a few friendly words are exchanged between these two players, the Jaeger goes ahead and reminds Karl that, hey, we are both in the middle of a world war, and snaps his neck. Not exactly what the doctor meant by getting your steps in. Watch your step! We're getting a double feature from Jay Hill today, using another one of this player's clips. It starts with Jay crouching behind some sandbags, trying to locate the other player. Suddenly, from the skies, a sticky grenade is tossed right onto Jay. It explodes, and unfortunately for that Karl, it doesn't do its job. Jay takes off knowing that he needs to reposition himself and continues his hunt. Knowing that he needs the high ground, he makes for some vines on the castle wall and begins to climb. But then, his target appears right at the top of the vines and goes ahead and makes a critical mistake of descending down them. Now it's Jay and his target in a high-stakes game of chicken. Which one of them will blink first and climb to the top? Oh, and it looks like the other guy blinked first. Well, just like the Karate Kid, Jay sweeps the leg and sends his target flying. These two clips show us that Jay Hill likes to get up close and personal before embarrassing you, so if you see Jay, keep your distance. Is anyone home? Our next Jaeger that's gonna clown on Karl is Lord Rendon. It seems that the Karl in this game is camping, and sure enough, his location is being shared with the Jaeger that is hunting him. This seems too easy. Is it a trap? An ambush? Rendon carefully scouts the area, using the reported allied sniper location as his target. He starts moving towards what looks like a barn, and sure enough, he eyes Karl right there in front of him crouching down. He reacts with pulling the trigger, but then quickly realizes Karl isn't moving, like not even an inch. Realizing the player must be AFK, we can only assume getting yelled at by their mother for playing too much Sniper Elite, Rendon decides to casually stroll up behind Karl and take a moment to enjoy this easy toss-up from the matchmaking gods before deciding to finish the job with a brutal up-close and personal melee kill. Wonder how that player's gonna feel when they come back to the keyboard. Yeah, that makes sense. Hang up the phone. Our next clip is from MREFU949 Jaeger, and it shows the dangers of looking at your phone too much. It shows our Jaeger on his belly, completely prone, slowly making his way up towards the target. There happens to be a fellow German soldier nearby keeping watch on a machine gun. After telling that fellow German soldier to wake up and pay attention, he starts to look down his scope to see if he can spot the Karl. It's a slow, methodical approach that eventually pays off. Listening closely, the Jaeger can hear Karl on the phone trying to get the location of the nearby Jaeger. And that turns out to be a huge mistake. Our Jaeger charges the corner and blasts Karl away while Karl is just hanging up. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a cautionary tale on what happens when you spend too much time on your phone. Unless, of course, you're using that phone to watch this video. Let's just all take a moment to put those phones down, take a deep breath, pick those phones back up, and hit that subscribe button. That's right. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and snipe that notification icon to make sure that you never miss out on awesome Sniper Elite content. It helps us out a lot and ensures that we're able to keep making the videos you love. Now, back to Elite Clips. The dangers of peer pressure. Our next clip comes to us from 365 Scope. It reminds me of growing up when my dad used to say, "If your friend jumped off a bridge, would you jump too?" Using this insane analogy to explain the problems of peer pressure to me. Well, my dad should have just shown me this next clip. It starts with 365 Scope knowing that his two targets are somewhere up above him in a cathedral. He's waiting patiently beneath a zipline thinking that they're gonna use that zipline because what human being can resist the urge of being on a zipline? And it turns out that his gamble is right. These two players end up falling, or should I say ziplining, straight into his trap. 365 Scope perfectly times it and sees one player coming down, runs up on them, using his bayonet to finish the job. Oh, and then what's this? His buddy also right behind him. It's a double bayonet, a 2-for-1 deal. A stab stab here, a stab stab there. You get my point. It's a totally embarrassing and silly invasion multi-kill. I guess peer pressure is a real problem. Thanks, Dad. Cliff jumping with the devil. We're gonna show you one more clip from 365 Scope because it's another impressive display of him ruining two co-op players' day. He's honing in on the whereabouts of his two targets. He starts to climb a vine wall, but before that, lays a trap, very smart, before ascending the vines. Right as he gets to the top, who does he find? But his two targets. Yikes, this is a bit of an awkward situation. They're right there, and he's not sure what to do. So he clings to the wall for a little bit, waiting for them to make a mistake. A brilliant thought. Let's smoke them out. He drops down the wall, tossing two grenades over the cliffside, knowing that this should bring them out of cover. Well, it doesn't do exactly that. It kind of confuses the two snipers. Maybe they don't realize that the Jaeger is right next to them. Well, once again, 365 Scope's patience pays off. One of the American snipers decides to traverse down the vines, making the first big mistake. Getting a shotgun blast right to the, well, you can see for yourself. And now it's a cliffside standoff between the remaining sniper and himself. Both players are unsure what to do. They're completely frozen in this standoff. So 365 Scope changes his strategy, backs down, pulls out the shotgun, and waits for a head to appear. And instead of a head, he gets a little bit of a surprise. A sticky grenade comes flying over the edge, missing him by inches. He answers this grenade by climbing back up the wall and going up over the edge while the other player's back is turned. It's a perfectly timed play, but the player comes charging back towards 365 Scope, and he just misses his target with the shotgun. 365 Scope drops down this time, giving him the advantage. And it's now like shooting fish in a barrel. He finishes off the second player and walks away victorious. Get in, embarrass Karl, get out. Ending on this short clip of the fastest invasion mode kill we've ever seen, BurnsyYT shows us how to really clown on Karl. This clip shows us an invasion mode that starts and ends in 9 seconds. Our player drops into the invasion mode and knows exactly where Karl is because of the AI German soldiers running the other direction. He doesn't hesitate. He pulls up his rifle, pulls the trigger, and it is a quick and fast headshot, putting Karl down in under 9 seconds. Absolutely embarrassing for Karl. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to keep up with all things Sniper Elite. If you have awesome gameplay clips of your own that you would like to share and have featured in a future episode, you can follow the link in the description below to add them to our collection. Show us what you got, and we'll see you sharpshooters in the next one.